Not long ago, I was at school in my class. I was bored and I wasn't that interested in the lecture. And I started looking around at all of my classmates, and all of them were bored and they were on their phones with bad posture. Nobody cared about the teacher, bro. And as I was looking around, one guy caught my attention. He was looking down at his phone, mouth breathing. He had poor posture and he looked awful. No offense to him, but he looked awful, bro. And in that moment, I couldn't help but realize how unattractive that is. To just look down and have the double chin, it looks awful, bro. And realized the importance of mewing there. I will teach you practical steps and one mindset change that will assure you you will not be in that situation. You will not be the guy that's mouth breathing with bad posture, that's on his phone, that's just straight up unattractive. I was lucky in a sense. I had good jawline from a very young age. And at a really young age, I understood that I had to breathe to my nose. I can't remember how, but from what I can remember when I was little, I was breathing through my nose almost all of the time. But not many people are as lucky as me. Most people, from a very young age, they see that it's really comfortable to breathe through your mouth, and they keep breathing through their mouth their whole life. They continue doing that till adulthood, till they die. They breathe only through their mouth. And that's not the best way to breathe, because your head will literally develop weird. It will go backwards and you will be deformed all of your life. And as they get older, they see that they run out of breath faster. They try to go up the stairs and they just can't. They have to breathe through their mouth. And it's overall just worse. So it's not your fault if you've been doing this, even subconsciously, because nobody taught you. I can't remember who taught me, but somehow I learned that was the best way to breathe. But not many people are that lucky. They never learn. So I understand the struggle, even though I haven't been through it. I understand the struggle. So the first step to mewing doesn't have to do anything with your jawline, with your tongue, with anything. You have to breathe through your nose. That's the first step to having a better jawline, to becoming more attractive. And this is complicated for a lot of people. Not many people have been breathing through their nose their whole life. I know it's a struggle. Start by breathing through your nose as much as possible. And don't cope and say that you can't because you have a stuffy nose. I can't do it because my nose is always full. Don't cope. You have a stuffy nose because your body needs less oxygen. This might not make sense, but let me explain. If you have a stuffy nose, that means your body needs less oxygen. So it fills your nose, so it can't breathe that much. But what do people do? They breathe through their mouth, and they get even more oxygen in. And your body needs even less oxygen, so it fills up your nose even more. So your nose is even more stuffy, and you breathe more throughout your mouth. So I know it's not the most scientific way to say it, but when you have a stuffy nose, it might be your body's way to tell you that, oh, we need a bit less oxygen. So when you have a stuffy nose, just force yourself to breathe throughout your nose. Because when I have a stuffy nose, I subconsciously start breathing through my mouth. But then I catch myself doing this, and I start breathing through my nose. And in a few minutes, my nose starts getting unblocked. Even though I barely get any oxygen, I breathe as slow and as controlled as possible throughout my nose. And then I exhale. Yeah, I might have to blow my nose. It doesn't matter. I still breathe through my nose. And in a few minutes, my body realizes, oh, he's breathing throughout his nose. Clear the passages. And you will not have a stuffy nose anymore. It will start clearing itself if you get into the habit of breathing throughout your nose. So now let's get into mewing. What is actually mewing? Mewing is the act of keeping your tongue pressed to the roof of your mouth. You can literally feel the roof of your mouth right now. You have to keep your full tongue on it, from the top to the bottom, as much as possible. You need to keep it there. And the easiest exercise for you to know if you're mewing correctly is to literally swallow. Take a sip of water right now. Literally, do it with me. Swallow and keep the tongue where it is after you're done swallowing. So literally, see? Try it right now, literally. Either with your spit or with water. Try doing this. And keep the tongue there. Every single time you feel like you're not mewing correctly, just sip water. Just take a sip and keep the tongue there. That's the best position for your tongue to be in, to be mewing correctly. And what people get wrong is they try to mew as much as possible. But during the night, they're not. They can't, because they can't control the tongue while they're asleep. But there's a secret to it. You can actually mew at night. Most people don't know about this, but you can tape your mouth shut. You can get something called micropore tape, and you can literally press your lips together. I can literally get it right now for you. I always have it near my bed. It's called micropore tape. It looks like this, and you literally take some off, literally a piece like this big. You put it on the back of your hand a bit to kind of get the stickiness out of it, and you put it on your lips. That's it. You do that every single night, and you will see that you will feel better because you will sleep deeper and you will mew at night. And if you're scared of doing this, don't be, because this small piece of resistance is nothing compared to the amount of power your jaws have. By doing like this thing, when you stick it to the back of your hand, it takes away 90% of the stickiness. So when you stick it up to your lips, literally look at this. It's so easy to get it off. So if ever you have an emergency, you can literally pop your mouth open. But there's something else I want to tell you. One time I was sick while I was doing this. I was sick, my nose was full, but I put the tape on and it got clear. I could breathe through my nose. But throughout the night, something happened and I just couldn't breathe through my nose anymore. Do you want to know what happened? I literally started dreaming that I was covered in cake. I started dreaming that my face was covered in cake and that I was suffocating in the dream and in real life as well. And do you know what I did in the dream, bro? I did something like this. So I could breathe throughout my mouth. In real life, I literally took the tape off like this. In the morning, I thought that the dream was so weird. I thought that it only happened in my dream. But when I woke up, the tape was on my finger. So I did it in real life as well. So your body is really smart. Your body knows that, oh, he's been going to sleep with this thing on. If there's an emergency, wake him up, make him take the tape off, and then go back to sleep. Don't be scared of doing this. So you can literally go on Amazon right now, buy micropore tape, and sleep better your whole life with this. And mew during the night as well. And there's something you can do to make mewing 10 times more effective. 10 times, bro. You can think of it as an active movement. You know the position. Take a sip and you know the position of the tongue. What you can do from there is literally press the roof of your mouth with your tongue. It's literally like a workout. The more you do it, the better you are at it. The first time you do it, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be a bit hard. It will feel uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the more advanced you will become and the better it's going to be. So when you have the time, when you remind yourself to do it, put the tongue on the roof of your mouth and literally press as much as you can, as hard as you can for a few seconds. Then take a break and repeat. Yeah, it's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hard, but it's going to help you make more progress. It's going to literally 10 times your progress with mewing. And now I want to talk about a mindset. You have to think that it's for life. Don't get discouraged if you can't breathe immediately throughout your nose. Don't be discouraged because it's for life. You progressively overload. At first you start with the nose, then you start with the mouth, then you slowly evolve. You slowly get better. It's like going to the gym. It's impossible for you to lift 80 kg on bench press the first time you step into the gym. You have to slowly build up to it. So don't kick yourself down if you find yourself mouth breathing. Just remind yourself to breathe throughout your nose. Slowly, in a few months, by reminding yourself to breathe throughout your nose, you will get used to breathing throughout your nose. It makes sense. When I started mewing, actually doing the activity, it was really hard. I was always catching my tongue being down, or I would just couldn't do it. I couldn't remember to do it. But now I have to remind myself less and less to be able to mew. I sometimes even catch myself mewing without even thinking about it. So the more advanced you become, the easier it's going to be for you. So don't get discouraged. I want you to think of yourself as the random 80-year-old that's still mewing, that still has a sharp jawline. So take it slow and you will see progress, trust me. And if you want my personal advice, click the first link in the description. It's my private community where you can learn faster directly from me. join the elite tribe, bro. And if you enjoyed the video, scroll down and click on the subscribe button. It will help both us, especially you. And go watch this video right now. See you later. Mwah.